the gastric op controversy.
Yes.
A grandmother in Yarnton, you know, not that far from here, she says she wishes she'd never had the gastric bypass operation at the time. She was 5'3", 20 stones, which is obviously even morbidly obese, I imagine.
Yeah.
But she was a happy-go-lucky person. Now she's got excess skin. I'm sure we've all seen those documentaries where you see how much skin is left over, and they can't get the operations to remove that without going private, I don't think. And she's got a bad immune system, and she actually says it's ruined her life, which really surprised me, because apparently these gastric bypass operations are at a 4-year high. They're obviously not the best solution, are they, Kate?
No, but obviously with these things you have to face the fact if someone is already obese, what are you going to do about it? But naturally, prevention, good education, good nutrition, starting at an early age in school, and a campaign that the government will hopefully be pushing more and more to actually encourage people to eat well. I think a doctor in that article was quite rightly mentioning that as great as it's been that we've lowered the amount of people that smoke and drink driving through campaigns, there's still this touchiness about the words obese and fat, but we've actually got to really start dealing with this now. And obviously I get a lot of clients come in weight issues, and it's a very painful, very difficult thing for them to be dealing with. And there can be quite a lot of different reasons why people are overweight. Sometimes it's emotional eating, sometimes it's psychological. They don't want to maybe attract a mate, for example, because they've been hurt. Or it could be such things as we're gradually starting to find out more about, like, for example, a genetic disorder where you don't actually know that you'll ever fall, so you graze all day. Or there's the lack of a certain hormone that has
like
the
me.
stomach.
I graze all day.
Where the stomach's not telling the brain, oh, I'm full, so they'll feast. So I'm not saying everyone's going to have that excuse, but if you do have those problems, that's quite a big thing to be dealing with. And the thing with gastric bypass is, it is like all gastric surgery, it is dramatic surgery. And they often aren't getting the right nutrients as it's going through. They can be left with scar tissue, and with this lady's case, obviously, it's the skin and the immune deficiencies. And yet, obviously, there are good things that come from it. It reduces diabetes 2 almost straight away. It reduces a lot of the scares from being overweight, heart disease, etc., and mortality rates go down. But you can see that this lady's suffering, so I certainly would rather someone came to me years before that and we could work together, because hypnotherapy is very good for helping with weight control.
What?
oxcapekate@gmail.com. That's a bit long-winded one. When I lived half in Cape Town and half here.
I was wondering.
Yeah, Kate. And Oxfordshire-hypnotherapy.com.
So do you find hypnotherapy useful in weight issues?
Yes, absolutely.
How does it work then?
Well, by actually moving, and in fact it goes throughout all of the different issues that people come to me. They all come down to people actually being in the grip of their primitive minds, in the mind that deals with survival, with that fight, flight, freeze response, that part of your mind that keeps you very negative. And because of that, people have all sorts of anxieties, depression, and anger issues. And as an offshoot from that come all the other issues, be it phobias, weight control, addiction, psoriasis, compulsive obsessive disorder. All of them come back down to this habit that we have of slipping into our primitive mind, which is meant for crises. It's not meant to be chronic as it becomes. And then once somebody is stuck in that, they are in this vicious circle of always being negative and not getting out of it. So what you need to do with people is move them into their more intellectual, forward-thinking parts, the happier parts of their brain, get those neurotransmitters going, and not just serotonin, but endorphins, noradrenaline, dopamine, all the happy chemicals that are rewards for positive thinking, positive action, and positive interaction. And with hypnotherapy, you can bring these positive suggestions to people. But at the same time, you're replicating this very important REM sleep, which is our natural method of emptying the stress out of our lives when we sleep. And so you have a double-edged sort of help here with people with hypnotherapy.
I'm going to do some